standing for the national anthem performed by Voices of Service, an ensemble of veteran and active duty service members.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still
Please remain standing for the invocation. Here is Chaplain Colonel Terry Austin from the Military District of Washington.
Let's pray together. Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for this 2018 Night of Heroes Gala, in which we honor our nation's defenders. We acknowledge that freedom is not free, and the price of our freedom is paid for and continues to be paid for through the service and sacrifice of our nation's defenders. You have blessed our great country with men and women who have answered the call to serve our country and our way of life. Lord, throughout our nation's history, you have raised up a host of diverse patriots and blessed them with talents necessary to preserve freedom. We thank you for them, and we thank you for their contributions and many sacrifices. Yet we know that many are still struggling as they seek to reconcile their experiences with the life they now live, as they carry the scars of war and military service. We pray for their healing in body, mind, and spirit. We also pray for our nation's leadership. We ask your blessings on our Commander-in-Chief, our diplomats, and our military leaders as they serve our nation. Lord, we honor and remember those who have paid the ultimate sacrifice, and ask your continued blessings on their families and friends who continue to miss them. Yet even today, we still have men and women deployed in harm's way. We ask that you will continue to watch over and bless them. Give them strength and courage to be victorious. And Lord, we ask that they will come home soon. We ask all these things in your holy name. Amen.
Please be seated. And now, please welcome tonight's Master of Ceremonies. She is an award-winning investigative reporter for Washington's WUSA 9. Here is Andrea McCarran.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Please feel free to get started on your first course. I am so honored to serve as your Master of Ceremonies this evening, both as a journalist and a very proud puppy raiser and trainer of Nigel, of Canine Companions for Independence. As you can probably see, Nigel is still young. But if everything continues to go well, he will someday serve a wounded warrior or another person with a disability. Nigel accompanies me on every news story and to every event, including tonight. Later in the program, we're going to learn more about the vital role dogs play in assisting our nation's military. But for now, I'd like to welcome all of the service dogs in the audience, along with some very special guests. As I said, we are thrilled to be joined by so many women and men who serve our country, and I'd like to ask every active duty service member and every veteran who served in peacetime or in war to please stand and be recognized. Woo! And please remain standing, because we know it's not just the individual, but the entire family who serves and sacrifices. So could all members of military families and caregivers here tonight please stand and be recognized for your service as well. Please be seated. Tonight we recognize those who have served our country with strength and honor, as well as celebrate the PenFed Foundation's mission to go above and beyond to help provide today's service members, veterans, and their families the quality of life they deserve and help chart the course for a more secure financial future. And because military heroes need heroes, we're going to introduce some very special honorees tonight who have made extraordinary contributions to our nation's armed service members and their families. So let's get started. First, and I'll wait a moment for everyone to settle down because you're not going to want to miss this, the social media hashtag for tonight. Yeah. So anyone in this audience who's social media savvy, please remember that you can follow the PenFed Foundation on Twitter and Facebook and join the conversation as well as spread the word about tonight's gala with the hashtag Night of Heroes 2018. And now a special thanks to our sponsors tonight, including our commander level sponsor, PSCU Financial Services. Let's give it up for them. Also, our victory sponsors, Allied Solutions, IIG, CUNA Mutual, and HMS Home Warranties, thank you for your support. And now for a few words from the PenFed Foundation. Here is Acting President and COO, Bruce Castle. Bruce.
Thank you, Andrea. Wow. What a good-looking crowd. And we're sold out tonight. As Andrea mentioned, tonight we are going to honor some special individuals who have been tremendous in their support of our service members, veterans, and their families. But I want to mention on behalf of the PenFed Credit Union and the PenFed Foundation, I want to welcome you and I want to thank you for your support. I also would like to share with you some of the quantifiable results achieved by the Foundation over the past 17 years, all with your support. Since its inception in 2001, the Foundation has provided over $6 million to help over 1,000 low to moderate income veterans purchase a first home or replace one that was severely damaged. We've granted over $6 million to help several thousands of veterans weather an unexpected financial setback, and scores of caregivers continue their education and training. We've raised over $11 million to build a Defenders Lodge at the VA Medical Center in Palo Alto, which has provided over 100,000 room nights and saved over $30 million in lodging expenses. And we've partnered with multiple credit unions to provide our young military personnel with almost $10 million in loans so they can build their credit and avoid predatory lenders. And we provided our veterans and military personnel financial counseling so that they can better manage their funds going forward. We've also provided over $600,000 to help homeless veterans in LA, Detroit, and Philly so that they can secure a place to live. And most recently, we provided over $285,000 in grants to over 1,000 veterans and some VA employees who were affected by Hurricanes Harvey, Irma, and Maria. And we do all this to help those who have served or have served to protect us against our enemies. And we do it with your support. I'd like you to turn your attention to the screens for a moment. We have a short video just to show you about the PenFed Foundation and where your donations go. I want to thank you and have a nice evening.
The PenFed Foundation was formed in the fall of 2001, around the time of the 9/11 attacks in New York and the Pentagon.
The whole idea behind the foundation was to create a systematic way to provide low-cost alternative loans and also to provide some type of education for families who needed help.
Very simply, the PenFed Foundation exists because there are real financial needs facing America's veterans and their caregivers that, frankly, are not currently being met. These are critical gaps, gaps that most other organizations are not currently addressing, gaps that we help fill each and every day.
Our foundation is unique in the sense that we provide direct support to our veterans and active duty service members.
The great thing about PenFed's foundation is that all of our operating costs, including salaries, are covered by the credit union itself. Pretty much 100% of whatever our people give to the foundation goes directly to programming.
The PenFed Foundation has 4 life-changing programs, but all of our programs are designed to do one thing: to help our military, our veterans, and their families do better.
A service member who's struggling to make ends meet, a homeless person trying to get off the streets, a young family trying to buy their first home, a caregiver trying to care for her spouse, struggling kids who are too young to be in school. These are the things that our foundation deals with every day, and this is how we make a difference.
And they all do it from their heart. These wonderful things for the soldiers and the Marines, and I had no idea that these people were out there.
You have to reach out to nonprofits. They tell you no. So when I called PenFed, I was like, if they don't help me, I don't know what we're gonna do. It was so hard because I'm grown. I'm a grown woman. But they just helped. They helped me out with childcare.
There are over 45,000 different organizations out there trying to help veterans. But there are very few who can have a direct impact. And when they do receive funds, they use all that money to support the veteran and their families. You have an organization like PenFed who goes out there in California and helps out. That saves lives.
They really did help me at a time when I received so many no's.
Right now, there are tens of thousands of men and women who have volunteered to serve their nation around the world in order to protect the freedoms that make America the greatest country the world has ever known. So let's be clear, these are our heroes. everyone in America benefits from their sacrifices. So we all need to look into our hearts, reach into our pockets, and understand what is a small sacrifice for us can change the course of a veteran's life forever.
What a beautiful video. We're going to pause to enjoy dinner for a bit, but first, please don't forget to finalize your bids on those terrific silent auction items that are on display. If you have one of these, you know what to do with it. You can bid, you can track your bidding from the comfort of your seat. And if you don't have a smartphone, don't worry. There are staff members that are happy to help you. They're the ones with the orange iPads. And if you didn't register your credit card when you checked in, please do so now to avoid long lines at the end of the evening. And remember why we're here. Do not let anyone outbid you, okay? And think of all the miles you'll get on your credit card, right? And remember, you're not just getting great items. The money you give goes to support military families and all the wonderful programs of the PenFed Foundation. The auction will close at 8:30. Those who registered their credit cards will be automatically checked out, or you can pay via check as you leave tonight. To pick up your items, go back to where you checked in, and the staff will gather your winnings for you. Until later, bon appetit. Come on. There we go. Attention on deck! I was told that would work. Welcome back. Let's give it up for the wonderful servers, the great meal here. Thank you all so much. Now, our first award goes to a person and an organization very, very close to my heart, as I am a proud native New Englander. Now, here to present tonight's first honoree with the PenFed Foundation Community Hero Award is the head coach of the New England Patriots. Please welcome the one and only Bill Belichick.
Thank you. Thank you, Andrea. What a great night. It's the first time I've had the opportunity to attend this event, and it's just really an awesome collection of people that run it and people that attend it, and a tremendous cause. So it's a great honor to be here, and it's a great honor for me to be up here, and I had the privilege to know a lot of sports legends and heroes, and tonight, just want to say a few words about a great hero and great friend of mine, Tony La Russa. Tony's one of the great figures in Major League Baseball history. His career as a manager, his 3 World Series, 2,700 wins. If you just think about that for a second, if in baseball 162 games, so if you win 162-0 for 17 years, that would put you in Tony's area. A Hall of Famer in the baseball community. He's recently joined the Red Sox, our local team, and of course they're off to a great start. So happy to have him in town. I've talked to Tony so many times. We'd be in big games, and Tony call and wish us luck and so forth. I'd be like, Tony, could I just get a couple of your wins? You won't even miss them. You've got over 2,700. I just need 1 or 2 more this season. He's very protective of those wins, though. But we could go on all night, really, about his incredible achievements on the baseball diamond as a leader, strategist, and innovator, baseball manager. But tonight we're really here to recognize him for what he's done outside of his arena and for American society on a number of different levels. Really, he's the champion of the underdog, and I mean that in a literal way. He's tirelessly works to save abandoned animals, to put them in hospitals, homes, care, and then get them to serve, whether it be in the military or just to put them in good homes that will care for the animals properly. And his accomplishments there are just as extraordinary in my mind as the hundreds and hundreds of games he's won on the baseball diamond. It's really an impressive, very impressive person. Tony's really been an inspiration for me. I've learned an awful lot from being around Tony, talking to him, and just not only as a coach, as a manager, but just as a person. He's raised the bar for many of us that know him well, testament to the power of doing the right thing and taking care of those that couldn't take care of themselves, and in this case, it's a lot of those animals. So if we take a look at the screens, I think we have a video that'll tell us a little bit more about our honoree tonight, tonight's community hero, Tony LaRusso.
My good fortune, great fortune. I worked in 3 organizations as a manager. Chicago White Sox. I go to Oakland.
He's there in time, and the A's are the world champions.
I come to the Cardinals.
Cardinals are world champs in 2000.
But it isn't the championships. To be successful in any walk of life, it's about giving back. You know, you do more as a team than you do by yourself. When you tell the story, unless you have the proof of the video, it all sounds like it's fictitious or Hollywoodish. I was a manager of the A's. It would be the 3rd year in a row that we were going to be in the World Series. We had a lot of good players, a really good team.
In the middle of the game, a feral cat that had been living on hot dogs and scraps underneath the bleachers ran out into the middle of the field.
And we have a famous picture where it shows the cat approaching the dugout. I step out, and I kind of made a little feint with my foot, and it turned into the dugout. Went upstairs to my office, the phone was ringing. It's my wife, Elaine. Didn't say anything about the game. What'd you do with the cat?
And when he and his wife, Elaine, found out that the cat would be euthanized like so many animals are, they decided to co-found the Animal Rescue Foundation. In the first couple years, at the core of our mission was rescuing dogs and cats. But then we saw the magic that those animals bring to people in disadvantaged circumstances, and we ran with it.
2012, I'd made friends with a famous coach from the New York Giants, Tom Coughlin. Also, Howard Schultz from Starbucks attended a discussion where, what can we do to help veterans coming back? I raised my hand, dogs.
Tony's love of country, and specifically the veterans who have given us their service, and many of them, their lives in order to have our freedom, has just always been a passion for Tony.
Veterans are when they return, they're respected. We're worried about them. You can't do enough for them. So we were motivated to help in some way. Using a dog, we thought maybe.
And what you may see is a fur companion, a beloved pet. But what I see is a dog that transforms someone's life. Pets and Vets started as a very small concept brought under Tony's desire to help veterans. It was a natural embrace for me. I grew up in a military family.
We were looking to connect with the veterans who truly were suffering with PTS.
We started just placing emotional support animals with our veterans, but they needed more from us. And so then we started graduating our sheltered dogs to service animals, saving tens of thousands for veterans.
We have testimonials who will tell you when they wake up in the morning or they go to bed at night and they have this support, protection, companionship.
It gives a positive element. It's a battle buddy for the veteran.
It's inspired us, and we need to do more. As a baseball person, if a guy got a big game-winning hit, I go, he was our hero today. If a pitcher pitched out of a jam, well, he had the courage of the... For years and years and years, as I got more aware of to be careful with your words. Hero, courage, those are powerful compliments. And I've told our players, and when I speak to a group of veterans, you'll have to go way back in my public quotes to see when I use that as referred to an athletic endeavor. What are men and women of the services? That's heroism. We're playing a game. Our veterans, men and women, are serving around the world. When they charge that difficult situation, that's heroism. That's courage. And we should stop there and define everything else that we do just by other words, but not disrespect those two.
Well, that video made this a more difficult talk. Let me start by congratulating the honorees to come, the Hillgers with Allied Solutions, Master Sergeant Cedric King. Congratulations. I want to start with thanks. It's got a little bit of a trick and a little bit of a tweak. I don't know how many of you have used this trick before, but let's just suppose that you have an obligation that you don't want to fill, like go to dinner with somebody you really don't want to go to dinner with. So you find out when they're busy. And then you call them that day or a couple of days later, hey, how about dinner Saturday night? Oh, man, I'm stuck because I'm already obligated. Oh, what a shame. We'll take a rain check. Well, the tweak is that when I invited Coach Belichick, I thought for sure he was going to be busy and he would say no. But I meant it in a best friend way because I knew he was really busy. I said, man, I don't want to put this on him. And then he's going to have a tough time saying no, but he'll say no. And he said, yeah, I can do that. I went, wait a minute, you just said yes? So just not besides being in the NFL's greatest coach of all time, just a great friend. Thank you. And with a house full of witnesses, I'm going to trade some of those wins for a couple of rings with all that you got. We only got 3, so we'll trade. You know, trust is an important part. You should always try and do everything you can to maintain that trust. So I'm going to start with the trust of the Animal Rescue Foundation. It's always awkward to the point of embarrassing when my name gets mentioned, and there's a tendency to not include the ARF team. We've been around for 27 years. We're an incredible organization of staff, doesn't make a lot of money, puts in a lot of hours. We have 600 volunteers that give us their life. Wonderful sponsors, whether they're individuals or corporates. And we have a lot of friends in entertainment and sports. So this award is really about that organization. If somebody should be up here, it should be my wife. She was the inspiration. She said that that morning after we found out the dog was going to be euthanized, the cat was going to be euthanized, she says, "This is what we're going to do." I said, "Well, you know, I'm trying to get to the world." So she said, "This is what we're going to do." And this is what we've done. You know, the video cut out a part of that. We are so pleased for years and years and years. Those of us that look back to the 60s are so embarrassed by the treatment that we gave our returning veterans. We are so pleased in our environment now that we respect, honor, and we can't do enough for them. So I really did attend a meeting that was hosted by Mr. Schultz in Seattle, and the idea was we've got all these veterans coming back. We need to do something, and the subjects were reorienting them, getting them back to the world. People were talking about employment, education, housing, and they looked at me and I said, "Dogs?" And I thought it was kind of a minor, you know, contribution, but as ARF is 7 years into this now and over 400 matches and these testimonies we're getting, I'm realizing there is nothing small that you can do for veterans. The smallest thing you think you're doing is more than they can expect and less than they deserve. So until 2 years ago, I did not know that, you know, I've been a part of teams my whole life. I did not know that vets team that we were putting together included something on the East Coast called the PenFed Foundation. 2 years ago, I met James. In the area of providing financial support, I realize now if there's an MVP of that team, it's PenFed. Congratulations. And with that said, the video did say something that behold, the heroes, courage, those are spectacular kind of compliments that are only reserved for first responders, our policemen, law enforcement, and especially our military that come back and take care of us, defending the freedom that's not free. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tony. And now here to present the Corporate Hero Award is the President and CEO of the PenFed Credit Union. Please welcome James Skeng.
Every year, we honor outstanding Americans who have come forward to help our nation's defenders, and tonight's roster of honorees continues to shine a light on the generosity and patriotism of some true special military heroes. But our next heroes represent all that is right with corporate America. Corporate leaders that dedicate their time to leading their employees, taking perfect care of their business partners, and making sure they have time for our nation's defenders. Let me tell you about a little conversation I had with tonight's honorees, Pete and Debbie Hilger in Allied Solutions. I was all excited when they were selected. So I called Pete, and you can never get Pete. He's always right. He thinks he's Bill Belichick. Too busy, can't talk. Too busy, can't talk. He calls me back, I call him back, We played phone tag for about a week, 3 times a day. I finally get him on a Friday. I said, "Pete, I need 3 minutes." He goes, "You got it." So I start talking to him. I said, "Pete, did you know in 2000 BC, the spoked wheel was invented? It changed transportation and changed the lives of millions for generations." I kept going. I said, "Pete, did you know in 1440 AD, the printing press was invented?" Some of our journalists probably know that. "And it changed the way the masses were educated." I said, "Pete, the printing press changed lives for generations." He doesn't say anything. We usually talk business deals, not spoked wheels. But he's being patient. I'm only about 30 seconds into it because I speak really fast. I turn up my Jersey speed. But I knew I had him for 3 minutes. So I said, "Pete, a little closer to home. Let me talk to you about chocolate in white sliced Wonder Bread. I said, Pete, in 1900, Milton Hershey produced the first chocolate Hershey's bar, and it has changed the lives of millions around the world for over a generation. He goes, what are you talking about? I said, Pete, I'll bring it closer to home. He and Debbie are from Indiana. I said, Pete, in 1924, the first loaf of Wonder Bread was baked by Taggett Bakery in Indiana and sliced, and it changed the lives of millions for the next almost a generation now. That's all my sandwiches, right? The day after Thanksgiving, Wonder Bread. So I had Pete's attention now because he's really think I'm crazy. I said, Pete, what I'm trying to say is those things changed the world, but nobody knew it at the time, but it took somebody to make a difference. I said, you and Debbie in Allied Solutions are that difference for the PenFed Foundation for the past decade and a half. And I'd be honored if you'd come to Washington and let us honor you. Because whether it's a spoked wheel, a printing press, a chocolate bar, or sliced bread, that's what you mean to me in the PenFed Foundation. You have made a difference in the lives of tens of thousands of active duty military, family members, veterans, and caregivers. So tonight, on behalf of the whole, PenFed extended family, we love you, we love you, we love you. Please turn your attention to the screens.
My name is Pete Hilger. I'm the CEO of Allied Solutions. Allied Solutions is a company that provides services to financial institutions, credit unions, banks, finance companies. Today, we have over 1,200 employees, serve over 4,000 financial institutions. My support of veterans really happened very, very young in life because I had to make a decision. I got married at a very young age, had children at a very young age, and I had a turning point in my life either to go left or right. And left was the military. The biggest thing about it was what they did to provide a young man life experiences that prepares them for the future. I mean, that really, when I look at what did the military do for me, which then I think has created a huge ownership on my part to give back to them. They literally changed my life. How I was introduced to the foundation was one of my senior VPs came up and said, Pete, Pentagon's starting this foundation. I'd really like you to attend their very first gala. It's going to be a fundraiser. I think you'll get a lot out of it. I had a lot of respect for the partnership we had with the credit union, a lot of respect for the people at the credit union that were taking and giving their time to be a part of this. And so we went out there, my wife and I went out there. When we got back home, my wife looked at me and she said, we can never miss one of these again. After this event with my wife, I went back and I got my executive team together. And I said, you know, I know each one of us have a cause, but there's one thing that does touch each and every one of us. And that's the sacrifices that our military provides, the freedom that they give each and every one of us. And I made a commitment to myself, my passion. What I learned was also my staff's passion. That yes, this is our priority as far as our charitable giving, and that's why we become such huge supporters of not only the military, but really the Night of Heroes. As you sit and experience this wonderful evening, I would ask you just to kind of reflect back on everything you do every day that you could not do without freedom. And it's the military people sitting around you and the people that support them that deserve you to step back and realize what type of commitment you can provide, whether it be a financial commitment, a caretaker role, some other type of commitment out there, and really reflect on that and see how much deeper you can dig to provide for a cause that's not only going to help the veterans of today, but it's going to help the veterans of tomorrow.
James, thank you very much, and thank you to the foundation. You know, every company and every team has people that do a heavy lifting, and there are two groups here couples here tonight that have done just a real fantastic job. It's very humbling to be acknowledged up here, my wife Debbie and I, but really it takes a team. And there's Fred and Becky Caprio, fantastic commitment to this organization. Regina and Joe Kalu, the things that they do for the foundation to raise money is phenomenal. One of the things I've been asked through this process, and again, it is very humbling. There's so many people within our organization that are so committed to this foundation. But the question was, why this foundation? Those of you who lead companies, you're always looking for people, or people are asking you to do contributions, but why the PenFed Foundation? And the answer was really simple. Both my wife, Debbie, and I, our families have many, many years of rich military service, from our great-grandfathers to our grandfathers to my brothers and I were all in the United States Air Force. You heard the story about the decision I had when I was 17. Well, I actually had a little problem at 16. I got a young lady pregnant, and I wasn't the best young adult out there that you could imagine. In fact, my mother said I was an extremely naughty young adult. And I had to make a life-changing decision. I could become a menace of society, be an average person that had zero impact on what happens in our world. But I made the choice to join the military. And I'll tell you, there was nothing flashy about my military service. There wasn't any combat. But it taught me how to become a man. It taught me respect at the deepest levels. And it reinforced the patriotism that I truly believe in. I look at every day what goes on in our world and the things we take for just complete granted. We do things every day that we don't realize the sacrifices out there that our men and women of the service, both active, our veterans, and our caretakers, past, present, and the future, are committed to. And it really makes life very, very simple if you think about it. It makes it extremely simple. And we're very blessed to have those people that sacrifice every moment of their lives to provide us freedom. So thank you very much for those people that do that every day. About 15 years ago, I had an experience to come to the first gala. And I was in the silent auction, and I saw this picture. And it was called The Price of Freedom. I don't know if any of you have seen this picture. If you were to walk into my office today, my office bleeds of patriotism. I am a patriot. I'm the type of guy that stands in my house when the national anthem is being played during a sporting event. And I do that because I'm so passionate about what they deliver. But this particular picture that's out there, it tells you the entire history of the sacrifices our men and women made and continue to make. And every day I walk into my office, I take a moment to look at that picture and reflect that these things I take for granted are not things I take for granted. These are things that are privileges. Freedom is a privilege. It's lots of sacrifices by the men and women that serve every single day. And again, that's the active duty, the veterans, and the caretakers. I also think it'd be remiss not to thank the commitment that the CEO of PenFed, James Skank, his executive team, and his senior management team make every day. Opening your checkbook and writing a check is really the easy part. It's what is done with those dollars, what benefits and commitments are paid. So just a big thank you to the PenFed Credit Union and their organization for all the time, energy, and effort they put into this. In closing, I'd like to turn it over to my beautiful wife, Debbie, for a couple comments. Debbie?
Good evening. Thank you very much for this acknowledgement. As an individual raised by a military family, of which my grandfather is a surviving World War II veteran at the age of 92. Therefore, this cause is very near and dear to my heart. I'd like to say, though, on behalf of my husband, myself, and the entire Allied Solutions family, we are committing $500,000
to the PenFed Foundation Veterans Entrepreneur Program. This continues Allied Solutions' mission to help make a difference. Thank you very much.
Wow, let's give it up to them for that incredible generosity. Wow. Pete and Debbie, thank you so much. That kind of donation really makes an incredible difference in the lives of veterans. And now to introduce our Military Hero awardee is PenFed Foundation Board Vice Chair Tom Dyer. Tom.
Thank you, Andrea. I'm humbled to be here, and I'm honored to have the opportunity to acknowledge a young man who, frankly, could have won the award that he's going to be presented here shortly had he not had what he calls his gift of crisis. You're going to meet somebody, if you haven't already met Cedric King, who is a remarkable human being. A remarkable human being from the moment he arrived on the face of this earth through an opportunity that presented itself with a tragic wound that really didn't change this man, but it changed the trajectory of the slope of his life, which was already on a pretty steep trajectory. This young man, Master Sergeant King, not only proved that heart is what really makes a person, but he showed it by every single act that he has performed since that time. This is a man of integrity. This is a man of inspiration. This is a man that motivates. This is a man that continues to give back. This is a man that is sharing what he has learned with CEOs and veterans across this country. This is someone that I'm better off because I met him. Watch this video, please.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Looks like all the storm cleanup overnight is finished, at least on the roads and the highways, because there's no reports of any closed roads or blocked intersections all the way around Atlanta.
My name is Master Sergeant Cedric King, U.S. Army, retired from Atlanta, Georgia. I grew up, when you grow up poor, you don't know you're poor. And we didn't have a lot. It's my mom and it's me. But my mom always told me we were rich. She said, we're rich, right? I said, Mom, we're not rich. She said, yeah, we are rich. So we got everything we need and more. We got love. We're very wealthy when it comes to love. A lot of my friends were going to jail. A lot of them weren't doing the best things with their life. And I can remember, I made a conscious decision that could not be me. I had to take a different path, and the military was one of those paths. When I came in the military is when I truly learned a sense of what it is to love country. You begin to love this country. You begin to love what it stands for. You begin to love that people had to fight for this way of life. People died for this way of life. And I found out that I could be a winner in the military, but also I could be a winner in life. At some point, I can remember, in walks some guy with a Ranger tab on his left shoulder pocket, on his left shoulder. And I said, what in the world is that? Something on the inside of me was like, well, that's what I'm going to do. Afghanistan is the wild, wild west. You're going through a village that you've never been in before. booby traps everywhere. Everybody looks like they are getting ready to shoot at you. During this day, I can remember something feeling different. We're gonna go and do like a reconnaissance. But the place where we're going to do the reconnaissance is a pretty nasty spot. You know, everything's basically going according to plan. We got a digital camera out, we're taking notes. We're gonna be done early today. I make a decision to go back outside and be without a perimeter. And when I do, it was almost like, I stepped on that IED, it digs a hole about 2 or 3 feet deep. If this is my day, at least let me be able to just say goodbye to those 2 little girls and that wife of mine. That mother who raised me, let me at least be able to say goodbye to them, you know? Nobody I know that's been a double amputee has made it. A helicopter comes in, they put like a mask over me, and I'm like out for the count. And I slip into a coma. I just remember waking up that the life that you had, it's not there anymore. It's like, it's pure torture, man. I couldn't make peace with it. I was in the hospital for 3 years. We need you to be dad again. I began to find the peace in the storm. What is this trying to teach me? This is the greatest gift because it taught me how to be a better me. It taught me how to be a better father, how to say I love you and really mean it. You see, who we really are is not what we do. I had to find that out the hard way. This in here made up for this out here. So all I have to do now is love deeper. All I have to do now is encourage more. All I have to do is just be more of who I already am. I could do that. I'm coming back to do the ultimate things. I'm coming back to be even better than I was before. You got to dominate that part on the inside that says you ain't enough. Even though it stings and it hurts, it's gonna suck. Just keep pushing yourself. Because you can be proud of what you become in the process. If you're injured, there are certain things that happen when you're gone that you have to take care of now. And sometimes it's physical, and sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's financial. And I think for me, I've been through all 3 of them. And by far, the worst would be financial. And that's why we need organizations like PenFed Foundation. They actually understand that there is more to it than just the hospitals, more to it than just the Veterans Administration, more to it than you have nonprofits out there. You have to have people that address the financial needs that we have. You could give me all the therapy in the world, but if I don't have these financial needs met, then it won't be a holistic healing. Maybe it's just one of those gifts that comes along. God gives you a gift and say, hey, listen, you know, you're not gonna write these speeches and read them. You're gonna speak from the heart. It's a really great video. I was watching, I was thinking, I'm in over my head right now. Good gracious. Shout out to the film team. Wow. I feel like you guys have been following me around for the last 6 years. Where were you guys at filming all this stuff? Wow. Well, listen, hey, tonight is an incredible night. Tony, incredible words. Hilgers, thank you so much. You guys are amazing in what you do and what you've contributed. Just to take a second, you guys truly understand that to convert from active duty military to civilian, it's not the easiest transition, and we need help. We need help, and that's truly putting your money where your mouth is. It's not just talk anymore, and that's big. It's big. I mean it. Not just talk. Tonight, I in addition to me just thanking everybody, I truly want to comment on a couple things. Very few of us in this room, maybe about 1% of our population, raises our right hand and says, hey, I'm going to support and defend this country from all enemies, foreign and domestic, and maintain this way of life. And I'm prepared to lay down my life and do that. 1%. But this is not to alienate the other 99%. The other 99%, you have a responsibility as well. And I know I'm preaching to the choir tonight because everyone in here is a member of a service society in which it's not all about raising your right hand, but it is about donating your time or your resources or your money. Service members serve because they raise their right hand and donate their life if necessary. But everybody in here tonight can serve. Each one of us. You can serve by giving your time. Not everybody can give a lot of resources or donate a lot of money, but everybody can give time. If it's making a care package, if it's going out and making sure that when the vets come home and they get off that plane, somebody's there cheering for them. That's important. I want to just say this right here. The second thing is this. We all need to understand this tonight. There's no reason for a young man or young woman to go and fight for the freedom that we're all experiencing right now, in the future, or in the past. They go and fight for this freedom and come home and they are unable to experience the freedom that they just finished fighting for. It's inexcusable in a country this great. And tonight, we have an opportunity to put an end to it as much as we can. And last, I will say this. What would you pay for your freedom? What would you pay? Just ponder that for a second. What would you pay for another day of freedom, another hour of freedom? There's so many places in the world where money cannot buy you freedom. I'll say this, maybe every place in the world, money does not buy you freedom, but sacrifice does. Lost a pair of legs, and there are heroes 3 miles from here who've lost lives. And please understand this tonight. What you do tonight honors that sacrifice. It honors the sacrifice. It says to all of us who have sacrificed and who's lost that you don't take that sacrifice for granted, that you appreciate the sacrifice. More than you telling me, thank you for your sacrifice. It's your actions that say it the most. I honor you tonight by what you do in leading the way and showing all of corporate America and all of this country that this is what right looks like. Thank you so much.
Cedric, congratulations. Thank you for inspiring all of us and for embodying all that is good in this world. Thank you. Aren't you all so inspired? What an amazing man. I just had the privilege of meeting him this morning, and we've already decided we're friends for life. And now, time to raise a little money to support those critical programs at the PenFed Foundation that allows Cedric and all of our veterans to get the support they need. If Cedric hasn't inspired you to open up your hearts and your wallets, I don't know what will, but please welcome the expert here, auctioneer Jason Lamoureux.
Well, thank you, Andrea. It is a pleasure and an honor to be with each and every one of you here tonight. I'm going to ask everyone, before we get started here this evening, to find their program. As the lights come up at this time, I'm going to ask everyone to find their program here tonight. Tonight, on the back of your program, you'll see you've got a 3-digit number on there. That's going to be the tool. That's going to be the way that you show your support here this evening. Now, I'm going to ask for everyone's attention. Shh, shh, shh. We've had a great evening thus far. So much inspiration. But right now is the chance for each and every one of us, and I'm going to challenge everyone to stay in their seats and find their paddle at this time, to make an impact, to make an investment, to show your support for this organization, the PenFed Foundation, that's making such an impact to help our veterans, our military families, our servicemen. And tonight, you're raising your paddle will directly impact the members of our military, their family, their caregiver, their community, and PenFed's programs to serve our nation's finest. Think about the impact that they have with their programs, whether it be a mortgage, whether it be a loan, an emergency fund, helping with a caregiver, a stay at that wonderful Defender's Lodge while a loved one is treated, or the entrepreneurial programs that we hear are going to be here for a long, long time. We can be sure that our dollars will be put to great use here tonight. So it's very, very simple, ladies and gentlemen, where it feels right and where you can help the most. Whether you're seated in the back, in the front, on the corners, I want you to look to your left and to your right. And I'm confident that we can all come together in a show of solidarity here this evening with 100% participation. So tonight, ladies and gentlemen, where it feels right, where you can help the most, lift that paddle up, keep it raised until I call your number off here tonight. I promise we'll give everyone an opportunity. Every dollar counts. Every paddle will be appreciated. Let's start at $50,000 here tonight. If you can help us out at $50,000, let's see that paddle up in the air. Let's hear the clapping. Right there he is, $50,000 right there. That number, remember, hold those numbers up tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you, sir, at $50,000 here tonight. Is there anyone else here tonight at $50,000? Again, hold those numbers up. We don't want to miss anyone here tonight. We'll get it when we're done, okay? Is there anyone else at $50,000? Well, we're right down here. Give them a big round of applause. Our lead donor at $50,000 here tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Again, the impact you can have is amazing by just lifting that paddle. If you can be so kind, can help us out. $25,000 here tonight. Let's see those paddles up in the air. Ladies and I got to hear the clapping, though. Let's go. At $25,000. Thank you. Number 347 at $25,000 here tonight. Is there anyone else? Again, as many as would like can participate at any one level. Is there anyone else at $25,000? At $25,000 here tonight? Well, again, let's go. Let's hear it. Let's give a big round of applause for our lead donors here tonight at $25,000 and above. You know, PenFed's programs are designed to help our servicemen and women when they need it most. Tonight, you can be part of the solution. You can help us out. $10,000 here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Right there, Tony LaRussa is going to start us off. Give a big round of applause at $10,000. Thank you. Number 365 at $10,000 here tonight. Who else at $10,000? At $10,000 here this evening? Again, Our goal is that we all do our part. Tonight, we can all be part of the solution. Is there anyone else at $10,000? At $10,000? Well, again, let's hear it. Let's go. Let's give a big round of applause for everyone at our $10,000 opportunity and above. But we all came here for one reason, and that reason is this wonderful organization that's making a profound impact. We can do it tonight. Let's get serious. Let's raise the paddle. Let's fill the room. $5,000 here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I got to hear the clapping. Let's go. I got to hear the clapping. If you're not holding the paddle, you're clapping. Thank you, number 214. Thank you, number 499. Thank you, number 543. Thank you, number 559. Thank you, number 267. Thank you, number 319. Thank you, number 349. At $5,000. Thank you, number 369. At $5,000. Last call. Anyone else here tonight at $5,000? Let's go. Let's hear it. A big round of applause for everyone at our $5,000 opportunity and above. Let's help when they need it most. We can help them. Tonight, your gift of $2,500 will be put to great use. You heard earlier, 100% of the funds raised go directly to help out. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, $2,500 here tonight. Let's see those paddles. I don't hear the clapping, though. If you're not holding the paddle, clap. Let's go. $2,500. Thank you, number 516. Thank you, number 120, sir. In the back, thank you, number 604. Thank you, number 370. Here tonight at $2,500 here this evening. Is there anyone else at $2,500? Sure, right here. Give a big round of applause to number 280 at $2,500 here tonight. Number 580 at $2,500 here tonight. Is there anyone else? Last call at $2,500 at $2,500. Put your hands together. Clap like you mean it. A big round of applause. Again, you want to do it again? He said again, number 120. Number 120 again at $2,500. Is there anyone else at $2,500? We don't want to miss anyone. Every dollar counts here tonight. Again, if you'd be so kind, a big round of applause for everyone at our $2,500 level. Thank you, sir, for your multiple donations. But let's go. Let's do it together. $1,000 here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. Let's hear the clapping at $1,000. Thank you. Number 591. Thank you, number 569. Thank you, number 612. Thank you, number 593. Thank you, number 647. Thank you, number 510. Thank you, number 216. Thank you, number 245. Thank you, number 607. Thank you, number 448. Thank you, number 598. I don't hear enough clapping. Let's go. Thank you, number 166. Thank you, number 485. Thank you, number 576. Thank you, number 179. Thank you, number 531. Thank you, number 532. Thank you, number 520. Thank you, number 315. Thank you, number 292. Thank you, number 293. I said it once, but I'll say it again. Thank you. Number 648 as well right there. Thank you, number 293. Thank you, number 221 at $1,000. Is there anyone else here tonight at $1,000? Clap like you mean it. A big round of applause for everyone at our $1,000 opportunity and above. We said we'd offer everyone, each and every one of you, from the front to the back, from the sides to the front, each and every one of you, our final level from the stage here tonight, your final opportunity is $500. Again, every dollar counts. Let's fill the room. Let's do it together. Everybody up at 500 here tonight. Let's go. Let's hear it. We start there. Good to see you. Thank you, number 268. Thank you, number 279. Thank you, number 487. Thank you, number 185. Thank you, number 245. Thank you, number 537. Thank you, number 121. Thank you, number 614. Thank you, number 361. Thank you, number 377. Thank you, number 494. Thank you, number 496. Thank you, number 186. Thank you, number 494. Thank you, number 601. Thank you, number 534. Thank you, number 283. Thank you, number 528. Thank you, number 374. Thank you, number 534. Thank you, number 641. Thank you, number 235. Thank you, number 589. Thank you, number 388. Thank you, number 553. Thank you, number 620. In the back, last call. Anyone else here tonight at $500? Well, let's go. Let's hear it. Let's give a big round of applause for everyone at our $500 opportunity and above. Now, I want to mention something. We know that giving's an individual experience for everyone here. If you didn't hear a number that made sense for you, any number, every dollar counts here tonight. Or if you choose to give anonymously, you can do that on your mobile device here tonight. Again, we want you to know that every dollar counts, and it can have and will have an immediate impact. Again, ladies and gentlemen, one more time, a big round of applause for everyone that raised their paddle here tonight. Thank you for all of your support and our fund and need here this evening. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, for the third year in a row, we're going to transition into our exciting live auction here tonight. We've got a special treat for the third year in a row. We're joined by the Flags of Valor, has donated one of their truly inspirational handcrafted wooden flags for tonight's live auction. We know they're always very popular, and we can't be more grateful for their support. At this time, and they're here to tell us more about what Flags of Valor is all about, is the company's founder, president, veteran of 8 consecutive combat deployments as an Air Force Special Operations pilot. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in a big welcome and round of applause for retired Major Brian Stortz here tonight. Here we go.
Thank you, sir. Jason, thank you. As Jason mentioned, this is our third year supporting the Gala and the PenFed Foundation. We're only 3 years old, and we're just getting warmed up. I'm truly humbled to stand on this stage before those that just stood before me. Truly humbled. Cedric, Coach LaRussa, Coach Belichick, this is a true honor for us. Something that started in our garage 3 years ago with one of my best friends right over there that served with me has become a reality now, and we are truly grateful for being here. Our company, Flags of Valor, is very simple. We believe in 3 main things. It's really easy. We believe Made in America still matters. We believe hiring veterans, specifically combat veterans, and we believe in giving back. And giving back is why we're here again. We're here tonight to support the PenFed Foundation. We, too, are at the front line of helping service members transition. We believe in helping our service members and our caregivers and our family, and we're just, it's I don't even have words. I'm sorry, guys. Like, it's truly an honor to be here, and I really appreciate all of this. And Jason, I think we're about to show a video, so please watch our video. Thank you, guys.
Again, thank you to Brian. Thank you to Flags of Valor. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see it right here in front of me. It is entitled Not Forgotten. It's our humble name that's dedicated to the many American service members who endured the hardship of captivity as prisoners of war and those who remain missing in action to this day. We proudly fly the POW MIA flag. This is a beautiful piece, but more importantly, ladies and gentlemen, the people that make this is more than just a job. It's for former service members, as was mentioned, and it's so therapeutic because it provides purpose and it provides transition back to civilian life. 100% American made. Cedric autographed it already, correct? Is that right? Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all for PenFed tonight. Get those paddles up in the air. Let's have fun. Let's raise money. How many dollars here? $1,000, $2,000. At $2,000, anybody get 3, 4. At $4,000, anybody get 3, 4,000. I have $3,000. Now $4,000. At $4,000, anybody get 4,000. At $4,000, yes. Now $5,000. At $5,000, anybody get 5,000. I have $4,000. On my right, $5,000. At $5,000, anybody get $5,000 where? At $5,000. Anybody get 4,000? Now 5,000. Yes, now 6,000. At 7,000. Now 8,000. Now 9,000. Now 10,000. At 10,000. Anybody get 10? At 10,000. Anybody get 10? Anybody get 10,000? At 10,000. Anybody get 10? Anybody get 10? I have 9,000. Bid with you, sir. 10,000. At 10,000. Anybody get 9, 10? At 10,000. Anybody get 10,000? 10,000. At 10,000 to go. I have 9,000 right there. Now 10,000. At 10,000. Thank Thank you. Now 11,000. Now 11,000. 11,000. I have 10,000. Now 11,000. Anybody to get 10? Anybody to get 11,000? 11 to go. 11 to give 11,000. I have 10,000 on my left. 11,000. 11,000. $11,000. We're going to move tonight. I don't want to ask too many times. If you're interested, get your number up in the air. Nothing epitomizes tonight better than this right here. 10,000, 11,000. I have 10,000 right here. 11,000, 11,000. Hands up high. Let's see those numbers. At 11,000, anybody to get 10, anybody to give 11,000. 11,000 to go. 11,000, anybody to get 10, anybody to give 11,000. Anybody else at 10,000? 11,000. The bid is right over here at 10,000. Now 11,000 going once. At 10,000, now $11,000 going twice. And I have, what's that number over here? Right there. Give a big round of applause. 10,000. Number 641. Number 641. Thank you, sir, so very, very much. Again, ladies and gentlemen, let's give Brian and everyone at Flags of Valor a big round of applause for their support of the PenFed Foundation here tonight. So what do you say we head to a tropical destination? I think Hawaii is calling our name. And get ready for 5 days and 4 nights at the Grand Wailea, a Waldorf Astoria resort. 40 acres of lush tropical gardens await, endless activities, and you're going to be immersed in the optimal Hawaiian getaway. Consistently ranked among the world's best resorts. We've got airfare taken care of from our good friends at American Airlines. Pack your bags, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready, and Hawaii is calling. Let's go. How many dollars here? Bid 2,000, 3,000, 4, 5. At 5,000, 6,000, now 7. At 7,000, anybody get 7, anybody get 7,000. I have 6,000 in the front. Now 7,000. Yes, now 8,000. Now 8,000, anybody give 7, anybody give 8,000. I have 7,000 bid right over here. Now 8,000. At 8,000, anybody to get 7, anybody to give 8,000. At 8, we're talking the Waldorf. We've got round trip airfare already. 7, 8,000. At 8,000 to go. At 8,000, anybody to get 7, anybody to give 8,000. Would you give 7,500? At 75, keep in mind, these are great items, but most important, it's all for PenFed here tonight. I have 7,000, 7,500. At 7,500, anybody to give 7,000. Now 75. At 7,500, anybody to give 7,000. Now 75. I'm with you at 7,000. Now 75. At 7,500. At 7,500, anybody to give 7,000. Now 75. Anybody else? Round trip air. 4 nights, 5 days, 7,000, 7,500. At 7,500, anybody to give 7,000. Now 75. Going once, going twice. At 7,000. Now $7,500. And I have sold right over here. What's that number tonight? What's that number? Number 542, $7,000. Give her a big round of applause. Congratulations. Let's get ready to start our engines for the PenFed Foundation. It is the Indianapolis 500 experience in 2019. We know it is the greatest spectacle in racing, the Triple Crown of the motorsport world, and this is a package for 2 to experience every element of this great, great American tradition up close in 2019. We've got all the lodging taken care of. We've got 2 tickets to the Miller Lite Carb Day. We've got dinner for 2 with Allied Solutions friends and associates on Friday and Saturday. We've got 2 tickets to the IPL Indy 500 parade. We've got a police escort. A police escort to the Indianapolis 500, a champagne brunch, tailgating on the infield, access to the pit and garage before the race, 2 tickets to the race, transportation back to the hotel, and Pete and Debbie, thank you so much for this wonderful donation. Our honorees, they give some more. Give them a big round of applause, and thank you to everyone here tonight. Let's go to the Indy 500. How many dollars here? Bid 2,000, 3,000, now 4. At 3,000, anybody give 4, anybody give 4,000. Yes, now 5. At 5,000, anybody give 5. At 5,000, anybody give 5,000, anybody give 4, anybody give 45. At 4,500, I have 4,000 there. Now 45. We've got the lodging. We've got everything taken care of. At 4,000, at 4,500. At 4,500, anybody give 4,000, anybody give 45. At 4,500, at 4,500, anybody give 4,000, anybody get 45. It doesn't get better. If you're an IndyCar fan, Just think about this experience. I have 4,000, 4,500. We got to go. At 4,500, bitty bitty 4,000. Now 45. At 4,500, bitty bitty 4,000. Bitty bitty 45 going once. At 4,000, now 4,500. Anybody else at $4,000? Now 45. Sir, you're headed there right now. At 4,000, now 4,500 going once, going twice. At 4,000, now $4,500, and I have sold right there. Give him a big round of applause. 4,000, number 582. Number 582. We move on to item number 4. It is exclusive resorts for 5 days and 4 nights. You are going to experience an exquisitely appointed 3 to 5 bedroom private residence with your closest friends and family, averaging 3,500 square foot. The luxurious accommodations include private pools, expansive gathering spaces, and you choose the destination from the Cayman Islands to Los Cabos, to Costa Rica, Puerto Vallarta, Scottsdale, Steamboat, Lake Tahoe, and many, many more. A great, great time. How many dollars here? Tell me. Would you give me 3,000? Now 4. At 4,000, bitty bitty 4, bitty bitty 4,000. At 4,000, bitty bitty 4, bitty bitty 4,000. At 4,000, bitty bitty 4. Thank you. Now 5. At 5,000. Thank you. Now 6. At 6,000, bitty bitty 5, bitty bitty 6,000. At 5,000. Now 6,000. I have 5,000. Now 6,000, bitty bitty 5, bitty bitty 6,000. How about 5,500? At 55. Thank you. 6,000. Thank you. Now 6,500. At 6,500, bitty bitty 65, sir. I have 6,000 there. 6,500. At 65, yes. Now 7,000. At 7, this for up to 10 people. 6,500, all for PenFed. At 6,500, at 7,000, at 6,500, to give 7,000 to go. At 65, 7,000 going once. The young lady is in. 7, thank you. Now 75. At 7,500, to give 7,000, 75 once. 7, now 7,500 twice. At 7,000, now 7,500. Yes, now 8,000. Now 8,000, to give $8,000 once, twice. Thank you. Now 8,500. Now 8,500, to give 8,000. Now 85. 85, 8,500 at 8,000, now 85 going once, going twice, and I have sold right there. Give him a nice round of applause. 8,000, number 183. Number 183 is your winning bidder. Our final live auction item of the night. Shh, shh, shh. It's the ultimate Boston sports package. That's right. Here we go. We're talking the Red Sox, we're talking the Patriots, and I'm guessing you can understand who's included. Tonight's special guest, we heard from them earlier, Bill Belichick. We know him as the wonderful head coach of the Patriots, and Tony La Russa are going to treat you like kings and queens in New England. That's right. They're going to invite you to Boston. Coach Belichick is going to roll out the red carpet, and he's going to offer you 2018 New England Patriots camp experience for 4 people, VIP parking. You've got seating and a short visit with the coach on the field after practice. And then in addition, the wonderful Tony La Russa is offering tickets to the Red Sox game with an opportunity to go on field for batting practice. We've got an autographed ball, and you're going to get to spend a little time with Tony to talk about the game, the team, the season. This includes hotel and airfare for both team visits. Amazing opportunity for the Patriot and Red Sox fan here tonight. Anything else to add tonight, Coach? Anything you want to say in addition? He said it depends on how high it gets. Okay, so here we go. So it's all for PenFed here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me, how many dollars here? Let's start it away. How many dollars? Who give me 2,000, 3,000, 4, 5, 6. At 6,000, now 70, give 8,000. At 8,000, give 8,000. At 7,000, now 8,000. At 8,000, give 8,000. I have 7,000, now 8,000. At 8,000, give 8,000. At 8,000 to go. At 8,000, give 7 is bid. 8,000. 8,000, now 9. At 9,000, give 9. At 9,000, I think we've got something else here too. Coach Belichick has signed a football for the winning bidder right here tonight. So here we go. I have 8,000, now 9. at 9,000. Thank you. Now 10 in the back. Now 11 at 10 to be 11. 11,000 to be 10 to be 11. 12 at 12,000 to be 12,000. I have 11 in the front. 12,000 at 12,000. Yes, now 13,000 at 13,000 to be 13. At 12 to be 13,000 to be 13. Where? At 13,000 to be 12. 13. Now 15 at 15,000 to be 15. At 15,000. Yes, now 17,000 at 17 to be 17. At 15 to be 17,000. At 15 to go at 17. At 17,000. I have 15,000. Now I'm asking 17 to go. At 17,000. Would you give 16,000? Would you do that? 16, 15, 16. At 16,000. I have 15 to give 16. At 16,000 going once. Anything you want to add, Coach? 15, 16? So Red Sox sign ball by Red Sox greats like Pedro Martinez and or David Ortiz. I mean, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You're going to be down on the field with both these legends. At 15, at 16,000. At 16, to get 15, to get 16. At 16,000, to get 15 once. 15, now 16,000. 16,000. Sir, I come on back real quick. 16,000. 16,000. No disrespect, but he doesn't have to take you. 15, 16. 15, 16. At 15, to give 16,000 going once, going twice, and I have sold right there. Give him a big round of applause. $15,000. $15,000. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give everyone that raised their paddle tonight a big round of applause. If you bought a raffle ticket, raise your hand here tonight. We sold that raffle out. That is such great news. And at this time, we're going to announce the lucky winner of tonight's raffle. It's an all-new 2018 Toyota RAV4. And here to share the news is Chuck Fagan, President and CEO of PSCU, a commander sponsor for tonight's gala and a long time supporter of the PenFed Foundation. Chuck, if you will, let's give a warm welcome for Chuck here tonight.
It truly is an honor to be part of this event, and tonight's honorees, congratulations to all our active servicemen and women, our veterans. Thank you. Let's pick that winner.
Again, the raffle was sold out. Approximately 3,000 tickets were sold. I'm going to let you do the honors. How about that?
Our winner is Andrea Owens.
Is Andrea in attendance here tonight? Is Andrea here? Well, again, let's give a big round of applause to everyone that supported our raffle here tonight. Thank you, Chuck, for being a part of tonight's festivities and all your support of the PenFed Foundation. And once again, here is PenFed's notorious Bruce Castle here. Oh, we have a special announcement. Andrea, come on up here.
You thought you were done with me. Our special announcement now comes from PenFed Credit Union President and CEO James Skegg and PenFed Credit Union Chairman Ed Cody. What's the announcement, guys?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Without your support, this event could not be possible. We're really pleased at the turnout and the support we've obtained, and just, again, thank you. And a special thanks to Pete and Debbie Hilger. What a great, great donation. So I would like to turn the mic over to my good friend and colleague James Skank for our special announcement this evening.
Thanks, Ed. Thank you. First of all, thank you. I can't say enough. I get energized every day. I think I have the greatest job in the world helping our veterans. Every day we help our veterans do better financially, 1.6 million members. But Pete's announcement tonight to make a difference, and Tony's speech and what he's doing, and Cedric's, dominate from the heart. We're going to match. PenFed is going to match Pete's donation and Allied and Debbie's donation of $500,000 to the PenFed Foundation. Thank you all for all that you do.
So as we close out the evening, I want to thank a host of folks for helping to make this a special evening. Our honorees, those who introduced them, James Skank and the PenFed Credit Union for underwriting all foundation expenses and now matching that $500,000 donation. The $500,000 donation. Our master of ceremonies, Andrea McCarron, and her faithful sidekick, Nigel. Our auctioneer, Jason Lamoureux. The staff of the hotel here, the PenFed Credit Union volunteers who helped bring this evening together, set things up tonight, and handle registration. The PenFed Foundation staff who work tirelessly throughout the year processing the thousands of grants we provide every year, and for their work on tonight's gala. And I'd like to give a special thanks to Christina Henry, who is standing right over there, who really pulled this whole thing together. And finally, thanks again to all of you for the support you give to the foundation and our military heroes. You truly are heroes too. Please remember that we have a dessert reception just outside the ballroom. And now, before that happens though, it is my honor and pleasure to ask Claudia and Luis Avila to come to the stage. And as they come up, I would just like to note that Captain Luis Avila served 5 combat tours. He was severely injured in his 5th tour in Afghanistan. He was paralyzed. He was pronounced dead twice. And it's only through his faith, his love of family and country, and his music therapy, he has begun to sing. He sang with the National Symphony. He's a Bronze Star winner, a Purple Heart awardee, and tonight he's going to sing God Bless America. For those of you who were here last year, he honored us at that time. His wife, Claudia, was our hero at home.
Highway.
Please grab your flags. They are in the table.
But the source la Gala. Pacos decir, le fue al Dios, tu Alan decir, le opígrafo, tu Alan sofer, ora a voices, and a solid episode, God bless America. Land allo te pisaje engaje to the light with the light from above from the mountain to the valleys, to the ocean, waterfall. God bless America, my home, free home. God bless America, my home, free home. Thank you.
I have a question.
What happened?
What happened
To the
the
Negro.
New England
Pero-
Patriots?
Thank you, Luis and Claudia. Okay. Thank you. Let's give it up again for Luis and Claudia. No, don't be sorry. Thank you very much. Thank you again, Claudia and Luis. So as we close out the evening, I was just handed a note. We raised over $2.2 million. Thank you very much, everybody. On behalf of our military heroes, I thank you. The evening's not over. Please enjoy our dessert reception just outside the ballroom. Enjoy the rest of the night. Go to the registration if you got something and didn't sign up ahead of time. Thank you again. Have a good rest of the evening.